Western powers have frozen the assets of Muammar Gaddafi and other senior figures in the Libyan government. They say the aim is to help bring down the government refusing the will of its people. But as RT's Lauren Lister reports, history suggests Libya may never see its money again after the international wealth grab.
As violence continues in Libya, the U.S. sends warships and more troops in that direction, fueling speculation of a military intervention. Meanwhile, Western countries may have already launched a war against Colonel Muammar al-Gaddafi's North African regime.
Most countries consider the freezing of their assets as an act of economic warfare.
The weapons here, the foreign assets of either Libya, the country, or Gaddafi and his family, that some estimate to be almost $100 billion. It's believed to be spread across the globe, oil money invested through the country's sovereign wealth fund. Everything from a stake in the company that owns the Financial Times newspaper to land near the Spanish resort town of Marbella, being developed into homes and a golf course, to the oil company Viranex, and billions of dollars of cash in banks throughout Europe and the U.S. The question now is what happens to all this money, especially the $30 billion the United States has frozen, the most ever in the history of this country in this type of situation. It essentially cuts Libya off from the entire U.S. banking system. For now, it stays put while the situation is still uncertain. But what is certain, the President of the United States is now in control of this money, which gives him a powerful tool.
Look, maybe we'll make a deal about this money or some of this money, but it means you have to do the following and whatever the U.S. At that point is trying to accomplish, presumably that he leaves.
It's all about control and profit and domination. This is the center of an empire, and it's an empire where the greatest profits come from the military contracts and the oil contracts. So they will work overtime to aid those corporations and their interests.
To enact these sanctions, the U.S. president declared the situation in Libya, quote, an unusual and extraordinary threat to U.S. national security and foreign policy. That's not typical considering there's not a clear aggressive action Libya has taken against the U.S. As for Libya's financial interests, analysts say you could look to the history of countries such as Iran. Their assets were frozen in the wake of the 1979 hostage crisis.
Their money that was seized from Iran back in 1979 has still, not been returned to the Iranians. So it's basically time for a plunder play. If we can take it away from them, we will.
The money is used most often to pay for the settlements of lawsuits against a leader or a government, or to recoup losses. Gaddafi can likely kiss the money goodbye.
We took their nuclear capacity away, made promises, didn't live up to them, claimed that was a great victory for peace, and now we're in a situation where it's clear that oil is at stake.
The future of the massive sums of money reaped from Libyan oil is now as uncertain as the divided country it came from. Lauren Lister, RT, New York.